Um, just first of all, what prompted this decision to move from Nanton to Tamale Central?
Well, I have contested Tamale Central 2 times before. That is one thing many people do not know. I contested Tamale Central in 2006 when Professor Y. Sene left NDC and joined NPP, and it became a vacant seat. When I came there to Honorable Yunus Sene. In 2008, I contested with him again, and then he won. Unfortunately, we lost the Nanton seat in 2008. That is where my father is coming from. So I decided to leave Tamale Central and go contest Nanton in 2012. When I went, I contested and won the seat from the NPP. Of course, there were a lot of challenges with regards to my contest at that time. Issues that happened in 2008, which created problems between the then NDC candidate and the member of parliament and some traditional leaders in that area, particularly in Tampiang, which happened to be one of the strongholds of the NDC. So the NDC people in Tampiang specifically voted skirt and blouse, for which reason we lost the seat. If you observe in Tampiang, they voted the CPP candidate over 800 votes, and the MPP candidate won with a little over 600 votes. So when I came, those problems were there because when I came, clearly, you need to deal with chiefs. I dealt with the chiefs and provided some of the things that were not, the former MP couldn't provide, for which reason some of these divisions came. And once I did that, those who voted skirt and blouse against our candidate in 2008, found a natural ally. They felt that, okay, we voted skirt and blouse because the MP couldn't provide certain things needed by the chiefs. So they rallied behind me. Unfortunately, the supporters of the former MP2 said, no, since these people voted skirt and blouse, for which reason we lost the seat, we are also not going to vote for you. So what I did was that we tried. Alaji Hudi and Co came, but it yielded no results because it was just an internal politicking.
So you think that for this reason you wouldn't go back to Nanton again? You have to go back to.
Coming on that issue. So because these problems were there, and you see, my problem was because of the things I did. For which reason I became a victim of the already existing feuds, between or within the NDC in one of our strongholds. So when we went into the elections, God's willing, we won. We won because we were able to get all the people who were in that constituency who used not to come to vote, particularly those in Agbobulushi and other areas. We were able to get a lot of them and appeal to them, encourage them to come home. Unfortunately, these 2016 elections, we couldn't do that. We relied on the party's ability to provide bases to get these people to come and vote. Unfortunately, they couldn't. So if you observed, the NPP candidate won the elections by a little over 700 votes. And besides myself and he, we're all from the same community. Myself and the current MP, who happened to be my nephew from Zhang. So MPP deliberately use him so that they can split the NDC votes in Zhang, because Zhang now has a candidate. Zhang traditionally has been NDC until after 2002. When in 2004 they voted for the MPP, and you can know why they did that. It had to do with certain things in Dagbang at that time. So what happened is that I decided that, okay, then I wasn't going to contest for Nanton. I would move to Tamale Central so that this unfortunate incident, for which reason I came and met, so that if I move, a new person comes who is residing in the constituency, so that person wouldn't have done the things I did to the chiefs, for which reason, I became a victim of the existing feud in Tampiang. So I decided to move out. Fortunately or unfortunately, Honorable Yunus Sene decided he wasn't contesting for Tamale Central seat again. And I had a lot of people who called me and asked me to come and contest. I consulted a lot of people, including the former president, and they all encouraged me to. I spoke with the 4 MPs in Tamale, Honorable Haruna Idris, Honorable Inusa, Honorable ABF Sene, Honorable Suhine, and Alaji Udehanko, who are opinion leaders who are all voting in Tamale Central, and they all urged that I should come and contest the Tamale Central.
But there's this notion, you mentioned Honorable Harun Idris, so there's this notion that you and the minority leader, you don't seem to get along.
That's absolutely false, and I don't know where such statements are coming from. Even before the 2016 election, he was a guest of honor in my campaign launch in Zogo. and I was also present in a lot of his rallies that he had. In fact, I was actually invited to participate in his campaign launch. Unfortunately, as a deputy minister, I had an official assignment, but subsequently, I participated in lots of rallies that were organized by him. So I really don't know where that statement is coming from. And I will tell you, when I had my outburst, I never mentioned anybody's name. So I don't know why people can come to such, appallingly bizarre conclusion that my statement was in reference to maybe specifically Honorable Haruna or whoever. I made a statement, and clearly, like I said, I have never had any problem. Myself and Honorable Haruna Idrisu, we have never stopped talking, never. Even at a time when even I had my outburst on radio, which I apologize profusely to the Ghanaian people for what my outburst, clearly maybe perhaps I could have handled. I never stopped communicating with him. We have had a long-standing communication. So he's like a senior brother. So I don't know where that statements are coming from.
Coming back to the contest, Tamale Central, we are just some few weeks away to the primaries. You come in against the former mayor of Tamale and then one Mr. Mahama. Do you think you can, push these two individuals aside, especially with the former Tamale mayor who is also popular in the...
First and foremost, nobody has contested Tamale Central parliamentary primaries than me, apart from Honorable Yusuf Seni. I mean, if you take my two brothers who are contesting, I have the experience of contesting Tamale Central primaries than any of them. I contested it 2 times before. The former mayor has never contested Tamale Central parliamentary elections. The gentleman Adam contested one. So if it has to do with experience, I believe that I stand tall too. I have indeed lived in Tamale Central, and everybody knows the kind of assistance I gave to Tamale Central people when I had the opportunity. When I was the deputy coordinator for youth employment program, there isn't any community or area in Tamale that you can't find people that I indeed created opportunities for. As I talk to you, because of the bizarre, if you like, green-yellow system of the free essay, I have organized free extra classes for second cycle institutions at my own expense. The limited registration that is ongoing, I didn't go there to just give them 200 of food and left. As a matter of fact, we have about 10 polling agents and other people who come to assist. I provide them with meals every single day, and I'm doing that for the 21 days. And I can tell you I spend over 200 Ghana cedis each day on the feeding of the polling. And none of my aspirants, contenders, indeed has done that. And 2, I have also provided buses that convey people from far distances to the electoral, offices to vote. I don't think any of my...
So you are the best candidate?
Well, I think that I have what it takes to represent Tamale Central than any other person who would come now. 1, the experience counts. 2, I have been in parliament before. 3, the kind of work I have done in Nantong constituency is very clear for everybody to see. So the argument that why not contest in Nantong again because of some of these issues, it is in the interest of the NDC that I leave Nantong because of the problem that happened in 2008 when I wasn't there. Look, if I contest Nantong parliamentary primaries any day, God's willing, I would win. The 2016, I got almost 90%. I don't think there was any MP who got that much. But the problem is that because of that internal problem that happened in 2008, which followed up to 2012, I was lucky to have won the 2012 elections because for the first time, the MPP gave the NDC gave the MPP a lot of votes in Tamale. But let me tell you what will shock you. Take the 2012 elections where I won, and compare that with the 2016 polling station by polling station. There is no a single polling station my vote didn't appreciate. In fact, Nantong, for example, which I never even sent a single limited registration there, 2012 I got over 400 votes. 2016 I got almost 600 votes. So that tells you that I appreciate it. But it has to do with some of this problem in campaign. And I just hope that if I move and any candidate that comes, one wouldn't be coming from Zhang, where the MPP candidate is coming from, where our vote certainly would split. A lot of people in Zhang voted for me in 2012 because I was the only person coming from Zhang, even though I was coming on the ticket of the NDC. MPP brought a candidate there deliberately to deny us the opportunity of getting the votes in Zhang. And I think that we need to be smarter when we're also looking at
Very finally and quickly, what are your chances if, in case you win the primaries, and for that matter, the NDC in general in the 2020 election?
Inshallah, I am very convinced that all the gains that the MPP tend to be making over the years, MPP tend to be appreciating in votes in Tamale Central. I think that we would have to reverse it, and I have no doubt in mind that I will reverse it. The MPP feels extremely threatened by my contest in Tamale Central, and so clearly, if you monitor a known MPP radio station in Tamale, they are not attacking any candidate apart from me. It is very clear. So I am very convinced that the gains that they seem to be making over the years, and if you ask them sincerely, they will tell you
How threatened are they?
they are extremely threatened about my contest. And I have no doubt in mind. The candidate they have, who happened to be a brother and a long-term friend, I think that I'll beat him. Inshallah, I'll beat him massively. Because you see, the MPP is deceived into thinking that they are making gains because of the unfortunate, division that happened in Tamale Central prior to the NDC parliamentary primaries in 2016, where you had factions, those who supported the then candidate Alhaji Ibrahim and those who supported the MP. All those things affected. I am coming as a unified candidate, and I have no everybody, whether those who were previously supporting the current MP, Honorable Yunus have seen, and those who were supporting the then parliamentary candidate, aspirant. I mean, they all seems to be supporting me. So I believe that that division, which led to either some people voting skirt and blouse and others not participating at all, I believe that once I get the chance, inshallah, we would bring on board all these people as a unifying factor, and the NDC votes will appreciate. The quality of representation for Tamale Central too is important. Tamale Central needs the person who has a track record, who has an experience, who understands the constituency. Like I said, I've contested it 2 times. I have been living in Tamale Central even when I was the MP for Nantong. So if it has to do with appreciating the problems confronting Tamale Central people, I think I stand tall.